Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Alan Gonzalez, who will fight on Fury FC 102, February 21st. Hello, Alan. How are you?
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm good, and you will be fighting for the second time for the Fury FC title, and I think that Fury FC got some of the best amateur fighters in US. It's kind of crazy how good many good prospects they have. But if you can tell me, what do you think about your opponent Orlando Davila, and how do you feel just about a week before this fight?
Man, I feel amazing. I've been doing so good in training. I feel really good. Like my everything on my whole game has improved thanks to my coaches, my family, everybody is supporting me. And what I think about my opponent is like he's a really good fighter. I have a lot of respect for him, and his game and grappling is really good. He looks like a strong man, and I'm ready to go in there and have some fun.
And I think that you have this advantage of fighting for the title before, because in the end it was a five round fight. So I think this also can be aspect that will be helpful for you.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of the things I do like have in mind is that he's like I already have that experience how it feels to go in 5 rounds as an amateur. And I feel like when I did that fight for the title, I didn't have that much experience. I had 2 fights. Now I have 5 fights under me, so it's like I feel really confident on my cardio and everything.
And you actually are very good fighting from your back, because like you have arm bars, you have triangles. You are dangerous in this kind of position that sometimes the other fighters are really like more of the defensive side.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I have like a really good jiu-jitsu base, and I like that. It's like one of the things I feel comfortable about going to the floor. When people take me to the floor, I really feel comfortable. Like not like other fighters. I feel like once they touch the ground, they want to like bounce up or like get back up as fast as they can. I feel comfortable there, but I feel like it was also a problem back then. I feel like I was too comfortable to the point where I was like losing the rounds for being in the bottom.
But overall, I think that it can be like risky a bit from your side, because when you are fighting like a very good wrestler, it can be tough. But like right now, I think that you are on the like amateurs in one of the best fighters fighting from their back.
Yeah, I feel really. Yeah, I have a really good ground game since like thanks to my coaches like Professor Travis here from Houston, Tim Tuck. He has he's like one of the best coaches in jiu-jitsu I've like met. So he's my coach, my professor, and I like training with him. I was asking questions about MMA wise, jiu-jitsu wise, and any type of questions like that.
And actually, you fought recently. It was about 6 weeks ago, like from one fight to another. And do you think that it is like good kind of break, that it will be enough to be in the top shape in your next fight?
Yeah, I actually like that, like having shorter camps, I think, because I never stop training. Maybe after a fight, I take 2 days off and I already feel like I gotta get back in there and train. Because I don't know, I just feels weird. And actually, for my fight with for the title for the first time, I lost a fight by decision, and then my coach was fighting. In I was like, "Hey, how you feeling?" and stuff. And I remember he left, we were like finished training. He left. He was like, "All right, I'll see you later." And then he came back and he was like, "Hey, do you want to fight in 2 weeks versus this guy?" And I was like, "Okay." I mean, I don't know. Like, I just fought literally a week ago, and I was like, "You know what? I think I can do it. I feel good. Like, I didn't came out injured or nothing. Like, I feel good. My body was good, and I felt amazing. And the day was like one of the best things that I feel like I can do is like I'm a good fighter, and I'm kind of difficult to fight on short notice type of thing. So that's the thing I like. And then my last fight, I didn't like receive damage. Like the whole time, the guy wanted to help me down the floor. So I felt good. Came out with no injuries. I wasn't hurt, and I was like, they asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, let's do it. And I'm good. I prefer shorter camps, and I feel really dangerous when I'm like that.
And after this fight, of course, we don't know what's gonna happen. But how many fights would you like to have except this title fight?
After this title fight, I'm not sure. It really depends on like the promoter Eric and like whatever he told me, or into whatever my professor told me. He like if I can go pro or defend my title, it's up to them. Really, I really don't care that much. I just kind of say I kind of go with the flow all the time.
And I think that Fury is like great organization because they have like crazy kind of talents both in amateur division and in pro division. So of course the difference will be like time because it would be like 15 minutes fight for you if you go pro. But like either way, it will be a good decision for you.
Yeah, they have a lot of like amateurs talent and everything, and it's just and I feel really lucky that I was able to start my fighting like career with them. I feel really lucky that I had like the people that were like able to get me there and stuff, and I feel really fortunate that I was like able to start there, and I was able to show my talent to them and for them to give me fights and stuff like that, and for them to like me.
And was it the BJJ the first combat sport that you ever train?
No, I actually started with Taekwondo as a kid. When I was 6 years old, I started with Taekwondo, and I was like off, not off and on of it, but like I started with it, competed on it, won some competitions, almost went to nationals in Taekwondo, but because of things, I had to move and I couldn't keep training. But once I started my training again, I decided to go with it, like something more like a little bit more competitive, I can say, like jiu-jitsu wise and stuff like that.
And how old were you when you thought that the MMA will be the career that you would like to take?
I think I was maybe kind of young. I was probably like 12 to 15 years old when I kind of decided like, hey, I want to do this. I remember seeing my dad always watching Cain Velasquez. And as a kid, I always watched it and I was like, that looks cool, I like it. And then I kept training and training. I would tell my dad like, hey, I want to do boxing now. Like, I want to try this out. I want to do this. So that's why I kind of picked up a little bit of every like martial art. Like I picked up a lot from Taekwondo, boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and I feel like that kind of gives me my style that I have. And I feel like I have a unique style that not a lot of people have. So that's why I like that. And I don't know where my dad was like. I told my dad like I want to be an MMA fighter, and he was like, all right, and he was able to find me some competitions of like hits, like where there's no head strike, but just like body shots. He was like, if you really want to do MMA, like I feel like the time starts now. I think it was 15, and he put me in those competitions, and I was like, he's right. Like if I really want to do this, like I gotta start right now, so I can kind of have like an advantage over the people that are starting late. So I thought I kind of see it, and I always fighting sports and stuff like that. I always like loved it. Always loved training, always going out and compete. It's just an amazing feeling.
And for now, which part of the training is the favorite part?
Sparring. It's probably the sparring part is always fun, especially when you do it with like your friends. Like you literally just trying to kill each other, and after that you give each other a hug and like, hey man, like great sparring. It's probably the funnest.
And do you spar like once a week?
Yeah, I probably once, twice a week. My coaches kind of do not limit me on sparring since I'm young. They're like, hey, you're young. We understand. Like you got the energy, you got everything to spar as many times a week you have, but like let's try to also drill and like get better on that like the drilling part. So it's really good.
And the part that you don't like the most, that it's maybe like hard or you just don't like?
Probably the running. I run a lot. Like I probably run 3 to 4 times sometimes a week, and I just don't like it. I find it boring. It's just like running, but I know I have to do it. I just go and do it.
And if you can tell me more about the gym or the gyms that you are right now training in.
The more what? Sorry.
Gyms that you are training in.
Some dreams that I have, I don't like counting the dream as more goals because I know I'm gonna like get them. Is first going pro and Fury, and just like everybody else is like another goal is to make it to a UFC. You know, get this belt and like this is the type of goals I have in life, and always like to be a better man, a better person. You know, better person for my family, a better person for my coaches and stuff like that.
And with your teams, do you have also the fighters like you, maybe young prospects or even like a little bit older that you know that can be successful in MMA, like even in the UFC in next few years?
Yes, of course. Like the whole team that I'm in is like just full of talent. Like there's so many guys. Like me and my coach just started. We can say it is. He kind of says it is like kind of like the first MMA team he has. Even though he's been doing this for like 16 years, he was always part of it of some team. But now he says he's like I feel like I'm half my team. You know, he has me. He has my friend Derek Dempsey. He's like an amazing MMA fighter. He always learns so much from him. And there's like this other guys coming up, you know, that want to fight. They come up to the gym. They come up to my coach and be like, "Hey, I want to fight." My coach is like, "All right, show up every day, train hard." And that's how I know you really want to fight, you know. And it's like this is an amazing thing. I'm full of like I'm really how can I say like I'm surrounded by really good people and talented people that I'm like grateful I have in my life.
It's probably one of the like most important aspects of the game to have like great team and a great coach behind you because without it it would be like really hard. Even if you are a super talented guy, it would be hard to go to the top.
Yeah, it's definitely there's a part like 'cause you're literally see them every day and night. You're literally with them, like this. You have to have a connection with them for you to be able to like have that chemistry of when you're actually in there in the cage. You know, like if you go in there in the cage, you're almost we can say you're trusting them almost with your life. You know, like because anything can happen inside that cage. So it's like you gotta know them, they gotta know you, and stuff like that. You know, it's like it's an amazing thing. I have the right people with me.
And getting back to your sparring, do you also the spar with a little bit bigger fighters, maybe be from like lightweight division?
Not that high. We don't have that much. Like can I say like heavier fighters? I think it's most of the time 35ers and 45ers. And yeah, this most of the time. Like I'm the smallest one though. Yeah, I am like I think I'm the only 125er actually, and everybody like 135ers, 145ers, and then it jumps to 170s or 185ers. You know, I don't think we have any 155ers actually. Now that I think about it.
Yes, it would definitely would be tough for you to like spar with the middleweight because it's like too much of the difference. But I think that like from the like bantamweight or featherweight division, it can be like very good rounds also for you because you face like heavier puncher.
Yeah, it's I actually think about that, and it's like I feel like I kind of compare my teammates sometimes to my opponents, and it's kind of like if I can deal with this guy's pressure that he's a 145er and he's so strong, and I can literally deal with it and like fight off his grips, his takedowns, I feel like I'm gonna do okay in my fight. You know, it's like that's the thing that sometimes that's what gives me a little bit of confidence when I'm like I always think about it, and then my coach is like, because sometimes I do bad in sparring like everybody else, and my coach looks at me, he's like, man, look who you're fighting with. You're fighting with almost, you're fighting with professionals. You're fighting with people in the UFC, and they're heavier than you. They got more experience than you, and you're keeping up with them. Like, take that a little bit as a like a of pride. You know, he's like he always tries to like bring me up. You know, and it's I like that. You know, it's like always I'm always sparring with people that are better than me, and I feel really good that I'm like keeping up or even beating them sometimes. You know, but it's sparring, so I always say like nobody wins in sparring. You know, so I always like saying that. You know, and thinking about that.
And for now, who is your like favorite fighter to watch from the UFC or any other promotion?
Probably my coach. My coach, I can say he's a really good fighter. You know, Coach Cameron Griggs. He's like an amazing fighter. I always love watching him. Like when this last time he fought, I was like screaming and like so much. I was like in the crowd, he's screaming and so hyped, and it was just a beautiful performance that he put out there. You know, he's probably my favorite fighter to watch.
And I think that few weeks ago he became a featherweight champion, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
So I think that it can like open another doors for him because like Fury Pro title is like, one of the most important title on the regional scene. So it might give him a chance to fight even like in the contender series.
Yeah, there are actual. Yeah, that's true. Like he said it. He's like he's just waiting for the call to go to the UFC. And that's an amazing thing, you know, having my coach with such much talent and having a coach like him. And I feel really fortunate that he's like still active, you know, because I know a lot of people that are coaches now like they retire. It's not old, but he's not like doesn't have it in him no more. And I feel really fortunate that my coach is still active. I get to spar with him, and it's really fun stuff to do.
And it is probably really hard to do both things, right? Because you have to be like world class fighter and coach too, because it's like also like super responsible job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really, really. That's why I admire him so much because he has so much. Like he said, he has. We can say he has so much on his plate, and like he just does it amazingly. I have a lot of respect for him.
Do you like watch the flyweights from the UFC?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like a lot of Brandon Moreno. Probably I can probably say that's my favorite fighter. You know.
Yeah, he was champion few times, and to be honest, I think that like every fight that he has, it's like fight of the night at least.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Also, Dimitri Johnson. That's another fight. Another fighter that I always like inspire and look up to. You know, like so many title defenses, so many wins. Like he's just an amazing fighter too. You know.
Yes, I think that UFC should like few years ago like use him a little bit better because it was a time that flyweight division was not really liked by the UFC and I think that by some fans. But for me right now that flyweight division in the UFC or even on the regional scene like Fury, LFA, this kind of promotions is sometimes it's the deepest division.
Yeah, it is like especially because how talented and fast we kind of are. You know, always seeing amazing stuff. You know, like see them throwing flying knees, flying kicks. You know, jumping off the cage. I don't know, like always doing crazy stuff. You know.
And about your title fight, what is your official prediction for this one?
Um, I really don't care how I'm gonna win. I'm gonna just I always like saying I'm gonna give him options. I'm gonna give you the option of you can get submitted, you can get knocked out, or you can walk away hurt. You know, with it, and I'm gonna win with a decision. Like I really, we can say I don't care how I'm gonna win. I always try to go out there and like always think like a martial artist. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna go look for the knockout. I'm gonna be a martial artist. I'm gonna go out there, mix it up, throw punches, submissions, everything. You know, it's mixed martial arts. So I always love to mix it up.
Okay, Alan. So good luck in this fight. I think that it will be like really exciting fight because every time that two good prospects meet, it's like really fun fight to watch. And I hope that you will win this title and you will be back in the cage really soon as the amateur or as the pro.
Excuse me, sorry, I couldn't understand.
Yes, I hope that you will win the fight and the title, and you will be back in the cage soon as the amateur or as the pro.
Oh, you said thank you a lot, man. It means a lot, and it's like, yeah, I hope to see you back soon, man. Thank you.